Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin received. The translation reads like this: Hi, how are you? I was forced to sleep with a dead corpse after joining a Nigerian blood cult. This is my own story. I am a troubled man. And what really pains me the most is that God had blessed me. My parents, they made sure that I went to a private school, I got good education, went to university, and I was having a very great job. I was about to get married, the time when things started to go so wrong in my life. The woman that I wanted, she was someone that was very demanding. She put me into a lot of huge debt, and I started looking for money everywhere. I was then forced to sleep with a corpse after I had borrowed loads and loads of money from a Nigerian guy who then took my car, even though I was still paying for it, but he was the one that was using it. So this man, he said, I can see that you are very troubled. Maybe there is a way that I can help you. So I joined this cult in 2021. My name is Boo, not his real name, and I am writing this so as to warn my fellow South Africans to know that you can become someone who is a ritualist. Indeed, these things are there. The money will come your way, but there are things that can happen. Sometimes things won't go according to plan. When things do not go according to plan, then you will see that you have wasted your life and you have dedicated your soul to the devil. Indeed, I now believe when they say that the devil is like a lion. He is walking around the earth and he is forever looking for souls to devour. Unfortunately, because of my love for money, I let the devil devour my soul with the promise of riches in which I can't sleep anymore. For that dead woman that I slept with, she keeps on coming back to me. The night when I slept with that dead woman, 2 rounds, I feel as if that was the night when my soul was taken from me by force. When I go around, I just see myself being an empty person without a soul. I don't feel mercy for anyone. Anything that I am told, I find myself doing it. I was 26. I was living in a back room in Ivory Park after I had lost everything that I had worked hard for. And as for that woman that I was dating, she was now my certified baby mama, and she wanted loads and loads of money. She was like, I am going to report you because I want child support. My other friends, they were making money, and one of my friend who was making money with Forex was the one that introduced me to the Nigerian guy. I went with my friend. We met him at this other car wash and we started talking. I told him that I was looking for money. He looked at my car that I was driving and he said that he was going to give me a loan according to the value of that car. And even though it was still under finance, they said that they will always make a way to sell it, even if it was still financed by the bank. This guy, I was so scared of him because he was even driving a black Mercedes with no number plates at all. You can just imagine how many times he could have been stopped, but he was not even scared. And then he took me to his place. We went to his place where he stayed in the estates, and he started counting the money. He had promised me that he was going to give me this money straight into my account. But then he said, if I send you this money, is it not going to be taken by the debit orders that you said you have not paid now in a couple of months? And I said, yeah, you have a point. So I accepted the cash. I was even scared and I said, these Nigerians, they can even give you fake money. I have just lost my vehicle here. But no, that man, he gave me real clean money. I used the money. You know, when you have been given money by someone that is an occultist, it's like you have been given fake money. For the money that will be given to you, it won't even work at all. You will be wasting your time thinking that you can invest, you can do other small business with the money. I took that money and it did nothing for me. And all that I did was to spend it and to repay the debts that I was owing, and it was gone. This man, he said he wanted his money back, and I was unable to pay him back. That was when we had a discussion that he was going to keep the car until one night. He then invited me and he told me that he was feeling sorry for me. So I went to his place. When I got there, there were 3 young women. All of them, Brother Nashin, they were so drunk. These usual slay queens, he had been sleeping with them, using them for rituals. He said, let us go to another room. He took me to this other room, and I saw that in the room there was a big idol that was made out of wood. And he said, let us kneel in front of this idol. But he said, it is a god that is alive. So I closed my eyes. Then he started praying in his Nigerian language. I could not understand anything. When he was done, I saw that in front of us there were 2 chickens that were there. He slaughtered them and he started sprinkling the blood on that wooden idol that was inside that room. Then he took me to another room. He told me to open my mouth. There was a creature that jumped out from the walls that entered into my heart. And from that day until this very day, I regularly have panic attacks whenever I want to do something bad. If I try to resist whatever that the creature will be telling me to do, then I will start to feel like I am having panic attacks. This was the first stage of how I became an occultist. I was then taken to this other house. I cannot mention the place where I was taken. When I entered into that mansion, what I saw, it made me to freeze, and there was so much fear that entered into my heart. I saw that there was an old woman. She had recently passed away. Never knew her name, never knew who she was. She was laid on top of a bed. So what they had done, those Nigerians, they had brought a bed from one of the rooms and put it in the living room. They were busy smoking and drinking, and they had stripped naked that corpse, and they were waiting for me to be initiated. My initiation was sleeping with a dead woman, make love to her like she was alive. I went on top of her, and then I started sleeping with her. I wanted to vomit, but I thought about the life that I used to live, full of credits, always running away from people that were calling me each and every day, reminding me about the credit cards that needed to be settled, the car, the money that I was owing. I said I cannot return back to that life that is full of stress. I slept with that woman, made love to her as if she was still alive. Then one of the men, who was like a high priest, came and gave me a black cloth and told me to wipe that woman's private part, but I had to use my mouth. Like I took that cloth and placed it on my mouth, and then I started to use it whilst I was wiping her. And then when I was done, I was told to wipe my main hood. That is the cloth that I use whenever I pick up a slay queen, make love to her, whether in the car or at my place. I always use that black cloth, for it is the one that gives me money. But I just can't get it out of my system, thinking that I slept with a real dead woman. Yes, ukutwala is real, but sometimes the things that you can do just for the sake of money, it is not even worth it. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was forwarded to me by one of our admin. Let us talk about this in the comment section.